Fine, you guys win. It was only a matter of time before I covered this. Yes, I'm talking about the most controversial project in the entire crypto space, Cardano. One side thinks Cardano is done for. That's just because the price hasn't exploded so far this year. The project must be dead. Well, while it's been slow, what most people don't realize is that Cardano has now been quietly making moves behind the scenes. And if momentum picks up, the ones who've been paying attention could be in a really good spot. So let's get right into it. So before we dive into what's new with the project, I know some of you might need a quick refresher on what exactly Cardano is. For those who don't know, Cardano is a cryptocurrency and blockchain platform designed to be secure, energy efficient, and scalable. Its goal is to give people more control over their money and data without relying on banks or big tech, while also supporting real-world use cases like digital identity, education records, and supply chain tracking. It was created by Charles Hoskinson, a name you might recognize as one of Ethereum's original co-founders. It's built on peer-reviewed research and uses a proof-of-stake system, making it far more eco-friendly than Bitcoin. It also has low transaction fees, strong security, global decentralization, and the ability to scale with increased demand. It's also designed to upgrade smoothly so it can evolve and get better as time goes by. Seems like Charles knows what he's doing, right? But if that's the case, what exactly has been going on with the project recently? Why has the token been on a decline? Well, in order for us to understand the price action, we have to cover some of the most important updates around Cardano in the last year. First of all, this is easily the most exciting update we have so far. We just saw the SEC approve Grayscale's request to convert their digital large cap fund into an official ETF. That ETF includes coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and you guessed it, Cardano. This is a big deal because it's the first actual ETF that includes Cardano. Many are speculating that this could open the door for Grayscale's dedicated Cardano ETF to finally be approved and launched. If that happens, it would expose Cardano to a whole new audience, allowing more traditional investors to gain access. Now, according to Polymarket, the odds of a Cardano ETF getting approved in 2025 are currently sitting at a whopping 78%. So the hopes are pretty high. By the way, if you're finding any of this helpful or insightful and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, you should definitely consider joining the FireHustle VIP Discord. I'm in there every single day talking to the community and working with my team to deliver top-tier crypto education, market updates, macro analysis, technical insights, portfolio strategies, and more. So check out the link in the description if you're interested. Now back to Cardano. So one of the biggest headlines this year came from Trump back in March. Whether you support him or not, his announcement of a US strategic crypto reserve included Cardano alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. After that announcement, Cardano's price jumped from around 60 cents to $1.14, almost 2x in a day. And of course, we have to talk about the White House summit drama. Charles Hoskinson, Cardano's founder, wasn't invited to a major crypto policy meeting, even though ADA was named in Trump's reserve. That's surprising, especially because just a few months earlier, back in November of 2024, rumors that Charles and Trump were going to work closely together caused Cardano's price to spike from 33 cents to $1.23. So his absence from the summit raised a lot of eyebrows. But instead of reacting emotionally, Charles has been focused on setting up a policy office in Washington, D.C. and continuing to push for strong crypto regulation. But let's jump into DeFi Llama and take a look at some stats. So Cardano has a total DeFi TVL of around $256 million, with 31 million of that in stablecoins. The rest is staked in some of the largest apps in the ecosystem. That includes the lending platform Liquid, its biggest decentralized exchange MintSwap, and the RWA protocol Indigo. As for the token itself, it's currently sitting at a market cap of $19 billion, making it one of the largest crypto projects in the space. And while that seems high, it's still far from the previous all-time high of $94 billion during the last bull run. So Cardano was just shy of becoming a $100 billion project. In this current cycle, Cardano hit a high of $44 billion back in December of last year, but it's been slowly declining since then. If we see a rate cut at the upcoming July FOMC meeting, that could bring in some extra liquidity and spark movement. And it looks like the odds of a cut are going up since Trump has been pushing hard to replace Jerome Powell. He even floated the idea of slashing interest rates to as low as 1%, which could lead to massive money printing. But of course, nothing is guaranteed. And a quick side note for all you crypto traders watching, I get asked all the time about my favorite exchange to use. And honestly, I don't rely on just one. There are too many hacks, outages, and other issues to put all your trust into a single platform. Even Coinbase has had its fair share of problems. That's why I spread things out across more than 10 exchanges. And one of my main go-tos I use is WEEX. They offer insanely low fees, and signing up is as easy as using your email. You can check out the link in the description for a special bonus. Now let's move on to the latest updates on Cardano. So the team recently rolled out the Plutus upgrade, originally called Chang, back in January. This introduced features like fully decentralized governance, allowing investors to vote on decisions, and on-chain treasury management, giving the community power to decide how funds are allocated. Then there's Midnight Protocol, a privacy-focused project being developed as a Cardano sidechain. It uses zero-knowledge proofs to let users validate transactions, payments, records, and more without exposing private details. This is a huge step for Cardano because it adds a privacy layer that the main chain doesn't offer. Midnight opens the door for new users in industries like healthcare and finance, where privacy is a must. With over 1,000 developers already testing Midnight, there's now a lot of excitement around this part of the ecosystem. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Let's talk about the bearish side of Cardano. First, the price action. Just looking at the charts, it's clear that Cardano has been struggling. Both of the major jumps caused by Trump-related news have been fully retraced, and ADA is now hovering around the $19 billion market cap area. That's still a massive number, which means it's going to take a lot of momentum for Cardano to move significantly higher. Another issue is that major upgrades like Plutus haven't really affected the price, even though they've been successful on a technical level. The project still hasn't delivered many real-world use cases, and some promised features are still delayed. So what do I think? Well, there's no denying that Cardano is still from its all-time highs. That could either be seen as a huge opportunity or a red flag, depending on your outlook. Of course, none of this is financial advice, but it does look like the Cardano team is taking regulation seriously and making progress in Washington. The odds of an ETF getting approved are climbing, and that could bring in fresh money. At the end of the day, it all comes down to whether or not you believe Cardano will finally achieve the real-world adoption it's been chasing for years, especially now that the regulatory environment is looking more favorable. But I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Cardano is a lost cause, or are people sleeping on it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And that's it for today. Remember, just because I'm talking about a project doesn't mean you should just blindly invest in it. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before making any investment decisions. If you're interested in the projects I'm watching closely, come and join me in the FireHustle VIP Discord. The link is in the description below. And if you want more videos like this, then please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.